Our top story this morning, 3 imprisoned al-Jazeera journalists, including Egyptian-Canadian Mohamed Fahmy, have been granted a new trial by an appeals court in Cairo. The 3 were arrested over a year ago, convicted of spreading unrest. They were sentenced to 7 to 10 years in prison. With reaction to this major development, I'm joined by Mohamed Fahmy's fiancée, Marwa Omara, and she's in Cairo. So thank you for joining us. Tell us what your reaction to today's decision was.
It was expected. All the lawyers told us that the retrial scenario is what we should expect from today's hearing. However, as I entered the courtroom, I had some hopes that he might be released somehow, or the judge could be more sympathetic with us, especially after the reconciliation between Egypt and Qatar. Also, the Canadian ambassador attended the appeal hearing, and we're very grateful to him that he was there to support us.
And why had you hoped he'd be released today?
Because he didn't do anything. He's just a journalist who's doing his job, and he's a professional journalist, or an award-winning journalist. And there was no evidence whatsoever provided in the court. So I don't understand, and it's very ridiculous that he's in prison. For us, the retrial scenario means a lengthy process. It can take up to a year. This is not right. This is unfair. This is not a punishment only for Mohammed. It's a punishment for me and for all his loved ones. Nobody can accept this. He's an innocent man. He shouldn't be in prison for one day.
Now, you mentioned that
now I can't even think how Mohammed is going to stay in prison anymore. His health conditions is deteriorating. He's suffering from hepatitis C, and he has a broken shoulder, and he's in pain, and he's physically tortured by being in prison. We hope that a miracle can happen, or anything happen. Our lawyer, Ms. Mohamed Fahmy, just submitted a request to the Egyptian president and the Egyptian prosecutor, calling for Mohammed to be deported to Canada and to apply the new repatriation law that was issued by the Egyptian president, Abdel Fattah al-Sisi.
You mentioned that the ambassador. You mentioned that the Canadian ambassador was there.
Yes.
What other type of support have you been getting from the Canadian government?
I think the Canadian government's reaction to the verdict of the whole case was very mild. However, we want more from them. We want more support from them, especially that we're getting close to the finish line. We need them to speak publicly on Mohammed's case and to call for his release, or to support his deportation request that we have submitted through our lawyers. For the Canadian embassy, they have provided an excellent consular services to us, and they're always there for us. And I had a quick chat with the Canadian ambassador after the hearing today, and he assured to me that they will keep supporting us and keep supporting Mohammed till he's out.
And what exactly do you want the Canadian government to do?
I want them to do more for Mohammed, to be released, not only privately but publicly, and support us in our call for health release for Mohammed, because his health is really bad. Also, I want them to support us in our request for Mohammed to be deported to Canada and be treated as a Canadian citizen. And basically, I want my fiancé out. I want him out of prison. He doesn't deserve this. It was a very tough, difficult year on me, his family, and definitely on him. And the Canadian embassy attended all the court hearings, and they know very well that Mohammed is innocent. So I don't know why this reaction, why they are not supporting him more.
Marwa Omara, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
That's Mohamed Fahmy's fiancée, Marwa Omara, joining us on the line from Cairo.